Hi everyone, welcome back to the vlog. I'm trying to multitask today because it's Tuesday and my first exam is on Monday next week. I did promise to do a vlog week by week, so I'm gonna try my best to film and take you with me. It may be a little bit all over the place, but I'm gonna try my best to show you what a week in the life of a medical student is like just before end of year exams. So I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Like I said, today is Tuesday. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning. I've been getting up at 5 a.m. Most days, looking after Clara, who is not my baby, by the way. She is my cat. A few of you have messaged and said, oh, you've got a daughter. I'm like, no, it's just my cat, but she's like my baby. And then I went to the gym this morning and I did a 45-minute spin class, came back, had breakfast, and then did a meditation for about half an hour. Then I'm ready to go. If I don't do those things to get myself in a state where I'm calm, then nothing goes in. So I have to do certain things before starting the day. So far, what I've been doing is doing OSCI prep during the day. So that's basically just practicing examinations on my invisible person in the living room, whether that be cardio, resp, abdo. I've just been doing about an hour of that every day. And then I've been doing lots of questions. I've been doing mock exams on QuesMed, PassMed. Today I'm a little bit, not worried, but I did a mock exam on PassMed yesterday and I scored 37%, which is rubbish, to be honest. And I don't know whether that's because PassMed is just really, really hard. But if I go on Geeky Quiz or QuesMed, I'm scoring about 55–60%, which is where I need to be for this end of year exam. So it's revision week this week, so I don't have placement. I don't have to go to the hospital. I don't have to go to GP. So this week is literally just for us to have the time to revise for our exams, which is a godsend, really. I really have a set plans, you know, to say, okay, at 10 o'clock I'm going to do this, at 11 o'clock I'm going to do this. I just kind of listen to my intuition as to what I feel that I want to do in the moment. So I could be doing questions for 2 hours and then all of a sudden I get like a burst of energy and I'm like, right, let me do OSCI prep for 2 hours. Okay, now I'm bored of OSCI prep, let me go back and do a mock exam. So I'm kind of like just chopping and changing throughout the day, but I'm not the kind of person to say, right, I'm going to sit down and do questions for 8 hours in the library. Like my personality and my attention span just wouldn't cope with that. So I'm always kind of mixing up my study locations. I'm mixing up what I'm doing, the resources that I'm using, and it kind of just keeps me motivated and my head in the game. I just can't sit down and do the same thing for, you know, 8 hours. So I've just been mixing it up, and whenever I get bored of one location I move to another. Whenever I get bored of doing questions I do OSCIs. Whenever I get bored of doing OSCIs I come back to doing something else. So I'm trying to do about 6–7 hours a day. I've got pretty much 6 full days before we sit the first exam on the 6th of June, and that'll be 120 questions, multiple choice, and then on the 9th and 10th we've got our OSCIs. So good luck to anybody else that's prepping for exams. I'm gonna drive to Pret. I have the subscriptions, gonna make the most of the coffee and sit there. The first thing that I'm gonna do today is go through the PassMed exam that I did yesterday, just for half an hour. I'm gonna do my Anki flashcards, which I do every single day. And then whilst I'm at Pret, I'm gonna choose 3 topics to go back to basics on. And I think today I'm going to do anaesthetics and ICU, acute emergency med, and endocrine, because they seem to be coming up time and time again. And I also want to just revisit the medications for breast cancer as well. Thursday I'm going to Amber's house to practice OSCIs. Tomorrow we get an email saying what stations, a general idea of what stations are going to come up in the OSCIs on the 9th and 10th, so that'll be useful. But I'm just pushing through, listening to my intuition. I'm not going to stress. I haven't told you guys, but I went for an ECG at the doctor's a few days ago because I was getting quite severe constricting chest pain and shortness of breath when I was exercising, and I think it was just down to stress. A lot of, obviously, I've talked about this before, financial stress, exam stress, life stress. So I've decided to, unfortunately, cancel my trip to Sweden this summer And my friend understands, but it just feels like a big weight has been lifted off because it takes the pressure off financially. And I have to put everything into 4th year because that's when I sit my finals. So it's just some sacrifices that I have to make, and I've come this far. It's been 5 years, so it's the last little push now to get to the finish line, and I can't let anything or any bad decisions stop me from getting there. So it is what it is, and it's fine. I will see Anna when I graduate in 2 years, and we're going to plan a trip together to celebrate my 40th, 2 years late, her 50th, and my graduation hopefully, and her wedding to her new husband. So something to look forward to. Right, I'm going to stop rabbiting, put my shoes on, and let's go and study.
In the beginning, it was like we were glued to each other, yes we were. And in a room full of people, we lost our sight. We're only us and no others, only us. But as we dove in deep, the water turned cold. Yeah, we have different dreams, so we can never grow. Yeah, as we dove in deep, the water turned cold. 'Cause we have different dreams, so we can never grow. It's sad to know, it's sad to know, it's sad to know.
Good morning guys, it's Tuesday morning. Welcome to another day. I've just received an email from the university, and it's to give us a general idea of what to expect for our OSCIs on the 9th and 10th of June. Now, the information that they've given us is very, very general. So they haven't actually given us what stations we're going to have, but just the setting and the topic or the speciality. So they've given us GP on one of the stations, and then bowel symptoms. So that is probably going to be a referral for bowel cancer. We've got venipuncture, we've got fundoscopy, bloods. One of the stations that I thought was going to come up, and I was hoping it wouldn't, is fundoscopy, so I need to practice that. And then another station is GP joint pain, and that literally could be anything. That could be gout, pseudogout, septic arthritis, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. It could be hip, shoulder, knee, gouts, like literally could be anything. So what I've spent the morning doing so far at home is writing down the stations and everything that I need to review for each one. So there's a GP derm, so I need to review psoriasis, eczema, acne. There's a station which is GP vision and diabetes, so I need to review the management of diabetes, diabetic retinopathy, complications of diabetes, medications. So it's really helpful actually that they've sent these stations, even if they are a little bit vague. It helps so much to prepare. So like I said, I'm going to Amber's house tomorrow to actually practice these stations and just to have a bit of a brainstorming session as to what we think is going to come up. There's a lot of interpreting bloods and ECGs and so forth. It's just becoming really real, and I am stressed definitely because there's so much riding on doing well in these OSCIs and on the written exam, and it's like one day I'm stressed about the written and then the next day I'm stressed about OSCIs. But I think everything that I review for OSCI prep is going to help me to pass the written exam because there's going to be similar questions on similar topics. So I'm going to go to prep now. This is my to-do list for today. I'm sorry if the vlog's a bit disjointed. I'm doing my best to film, but once I get in the zone I forget to film me studying and so forth, so I'm doing my best. Anyway, Wednesday today? I don't know. Anyway, I'm doing Anki, then I'm going over endocrine again because I keep on getting confused with endocrine, acute and emergency med again because there's so much to cover, infectious diseases, so mainly the medications. So I'm doing 50 questions on each topic. Then I'm doing a clinical mock on QuesMed, and then I'm gonna do 120 questions on Geeky Quiz, which will replicate our end of year exam because that's 120 questions. And then I'm going to go through stations 1 and 2 from the OSCIs. So that is reviewing bowel cancer symptoms, how to explain the 2-week wait referral, and then GP joint pain. So that's going through gout, pseudogout, septic arthritis, knee, hip, shoulder, hands, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, so the management, and also had to perform the MSK examinations as well. So I'm going to have a very busy day today. It's 10 o'clock now. I didn't go to the gym this morning actually. I slept until about 8 o'clock, which I felt was really, really needed. So I'm going to go to prep and hopefully have the time to talk you through what I'm doing.
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see
I wasn't sure whether to post these videos recently of me kind of going through so many ups and downs, because I always want to be that person that hopefully motivates you and inspires you and make you see that you can do anything in life. But I also think it's important to show our weaknesses and those times when we're struggling as well. But I don't want it to be a channel where you think when you're going to turn on a video that it's always going to be me upset or struggling, because you know, I don't want to come across like that. But I think, again, if I just show you those times when I'm motivated and happy and things are going well, then it's not authentic, is it? So I'm going to post the extracts anyway, just to show you what I'm going through at the moment. And yeah, I hope and I think things will get better over the next 2 to 3 weeks once exams are over. I just took my heart rate and I came back from Tesco, and my heart rate is normally about 55, 60. And just to show you how stressed I am, it's currently 106. I feel quite short of breath as well, and that chest pain is back. So I know that I'm stressed and I need to do everything that I can to reduce my stress levels massively. I think 90% of my stress was coming from finances, honestly. Exams are stressful, of course, but when you don't have the money to go to Tesco and buy yourself food or buy petrol, it's another level of stress. I can't even explain the amount of stress that is induced by finances. It's the most stressful thing in the entire world. But now that I've managed to get that advance, I think things will be a lot easier now. And as soon as these exams are over, I'm going to go back to work at the hospital. So very grateful for that advance. But I went to Tesco earlier and I wanted to show you some of the things that I got, because this week is about exams and prepping for exams, but it's also about doing everything in my power to reduce stress, because I know that if I manage to reduce my stress levels, then my chest pain will go down as well, and I can sit down and study without feeling anxious. I always like to do things naturally. I mean, I could go to the doctors and ask for sleeping pills or antidepressants, although I'm not depressed, just stressed. But that's normally first line, isn't it? We'll give you some antidepressants or some Zopiclone or something like that. And I just don't think that I need it. And I always try and do everything that I can, and this is what I also want to encourage you and patients to do in the future, find a way to reduce stress naturally, whether that be through exercise, walking in nature, taking herbal supplements. So I'm going to show you what I got from Holland & Barrett, and I did use a little bit of the money that I got today to invest in some self-care things that I want to show you. And I got some valerian tablets and some ashwagandha. I don't know whether you saw my videos a few weeks ago and I was telling you about Magic Mind. Ashwagandha was one of the ingredients, and it's a herbal remedy that helps with stress. And when I was taking those Magic Mind drinks, I didn't really feel stressed, to be honest with you, but those drinks are quite expensive. So I thought I would take pure ashwagandha to see if it would help. And then I was reading online as well about valerian tablets. So you're meant to take these before bed. I'm suspecting that they're going to make me feel a little bit drowsy, but it's a traditional herbal product used for the temporary relief of sleep disturbances due to symptoms of mild anxiety based on traditional use only. So I'm going to take some of these today to hopefully help with stress. And then I got some, it's only £1, but I got some bath foam, so I'm gonna have a bath before I go to bed later. And then I got myself some little treats, so I've got some gummy bears for studying later and some kombucha. This is a really nice drink. And then when I feel anxious, it feels like I have a lot of negative thoughts and racing thoughts that I need to get out somehow. So I can either do that by talking out loud to a friend, but at the moment I don't really want to go and burden anybody. And in fact, I never want to burden anybody with what's going on in my mind, because some of my thoughts are things that I want to keep to myself. So I bought this journal, and every morning I do my gratitude list. But what I've decided to do, especially this week, is go back to journaling. And I'm going to start tonight, and I'm just going to write down all of my fears, all of my thoughts, everything that's on my mind, and just get it out there. So rather than having it kind of build in my mind and thinking about it throughout the day and it taking over my studies, I just want to get it out on paper. And I would really, really encourage you to do the same. And I think it's just a great way of calming down our thoughts, especially if we're quite anxious and we worry about the future, or if maybe we have a little bit of low mood because of the past. Get it out on paper. So I'm going to start that tonight. And then I treated myself to a new little cup. It's so silly, like honestly, when I was living in Dubai before, I would get really excited about going to the Maldives and going on a holiday, and now my mindset has changed so much, and I get really just not excited, but I get very, very grateful when I just treat myself to something small. And I've just made myself a cup of tea in this big one, but I'll use it maybe later for some herbal tea. But I thought it was really, really cute. It's just the little things, isn't it? And then the last thing that I got, and I've been looking at this book for ages, and then because I'm starting my student choice project on the 13th of June in a functional medicine clinic in Bristol, they recommended to read this book beforehand and during the project. Is a GP, and he talks a lot about lifestyle medicine. I really like the ideas in this book. Write yourself a love letter. Might try that later. My friend was talking to me about this. Go on holiday every day. And it talks about journaling in here as well. Really, really looking forward to this. This is right up my alley, and this is the kind of medicine that I want to promote later on in life. Okay. I think I'm going to keep these before bed because I don't want to be drowsy this afternoon, because I've got lots of studying to do. Bye-bye stress. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days, and this afternoon. And then the first exam is over. That'll be a weight lifted. A few days of studying a little bit more for OSCIs, and then I can relax and enjoy my student project, which I'm really looking forward to.